I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know, that was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, the definition of game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Topsoil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, we here. What's poppin'? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my lovely lady, April MC, in the building. What's going on? What's going on? Shout outs to Tori Ornato. What's going on with your Wicked Scorpion? What's good? Armani Nelson was popping. Monogamous Player, Mike Chain, Dukalex, Raymond Barnett, Phoenix in the building. Behind the Lens TV, Gamey Yoon was popping with you. Shout out to GV in the building. Bad Boy for Life in the building. What's going on, Horse? Got to be here. First Down. Shout out to Justine was popping with you. Shout out to Rec Comega. What's good, beloved? Shout out to Joe Blast. Joe Blast is in the building. Who else we got up in here? Shout out to 66 Well and Sitswell in the building. What's going on with your man? Who else we got up in here? Shout out to MK Dona was popping. Shout out to who else we got up in here? Elijah Bay, what's going on? Appreciate you. I'm seeing a bunch of new people in here. Appreciate y'all coming in. Blastomatic, you feel what I'm saying? Artsto was popping with you. Walker, Texas Toxic Ranger, what's good? Man, we got a lot of people up here. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. Shout out Nate Comer was popping and Brother Mang was going on. So today we're going to be talking about why it's dangerous to lie to women. Okay, we're going to go in. We are going to go in. So let me bring up this real quick though, because y'all already know how we got to do. Make sure you guys go to CunninghamElements.com. Make sure that you guys go to CunninghamElements.com, get the Masculine Identity Soap, Masculine Identity Parfum, and also get the shea butter. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you guys do that and get that cracking. You feel what I'm saying? Also, make sure that you guys go to shoplocario.com and make sure you guys get the online dating consultation. Listen, guys, if you are not getting on these online dating consultations, you are slipping up. I'm telling you right now, myself and April, we're going to help you with your pictures, help you with your bio, and teach you how to send the messages to actually get shit popping out here in these streets so that you can get dates on these online dating sites. Also, go to shoplocario.com, get the Massive Game collection.
Do it! Just do it!
Make sure you guys do that. 24 products and one low price. Make sure you guys get that shit cracking. And also, make sure you guys get Master the Vetting Process. Hold on. Let me bring her down right here. Make sure you guys get Master the Vetting Process. That is also on shoplocario.com. So you guys can get all those, plus all the other books, audio programs, and all the other things that you can get on shoplocario.com. And make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com, because on the Bad Boy membership, we have right now Master Sexual Conversations, 5 ways to get comfortable talking sexually with women. So make sure you guys do that and get that shit cracking. Get that shit cracking. So make sure you do that. Also, make sure you guys go to Masculine Identity Membership.com so you guys can join the Masculine Identity Membership so you guys can get on a Zoom call with Miles. You feel what I'm saying? And so let's make that happen. All right. So today we're talking about why it's dangerous to lie to women, right? And I'm going to bring up this video from Gilbert Arenas, and he was talking about how he needs to like lie to his wife and all this other shit. But before I get into all that though, what I want to say real quick about this whole topic of, you know, why it's dangerous to lie to women is that you have to understand that when you have game, right, you are telling a woman to follow your lead. You're telling a woman to do shit on your terms, right? So if you are telling a woman to follow your lead and do shit on your terms, then you have to be real with the women. You understand what I'm saying? You have to make sure that you are honest with the women and let them know who you are, right? Because what you're telling them is you're telling them to follow you, right? So think about it this way. Let's say if you were working for a company, right? You put your trust in that company to pay you every 2 weeks for the work that you do. You trust that when you go there, there's going to be work for you to do, and you're going to get a paycheck every 2 weeks, right? So if that company lied to you and say, yeah, come in, we'll hire you, you know, and we'll pay you, $20 an hour, right? And not only are they not paying you $20 an hour, they're paying you maybe $10 an hour, and they're not even paying you for all the hours. And they are asking you to do shit that they originally told you not to do or that you don't need to do. So now you're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, I trusted that this company was going to do what they said and I was going to get what I wanted out of this situation. Women are the same exact way when they're dealing with a man. See, as a man, you're supposed to be the one who is going to lead the woman. And then that woman understands and says, I trust to follow this man, right? So a lot of guys will say, but Locario, but you know, why, what's the big deal? Like, why do I have to be honest with women? Women be lying to us, right? And so let me get this call real quick. 702 was popping. Who this?
Hey, there was a person on YouTube who made a video about you and Miles, and I was wondering if you ever plan on responding to it.
Hold on. Did you donate though?
My question is not about game. I was wondering if you
guys donate, and then call up. It's real simple. Donate and call up. Anyway, so now, like I was saying, is that if you guys are dealing with women, right? The woman has to trust you. You understand what I'm saying? And so what happens is this, is that if you're in these situations and you're lying to women, the women can't trust you and therefore can't follow you. You understand what I'm saying? It's really that simple. Now, guys will say, well, women, you know, they lie to, they lie to us, right? And now what you have to understand is that, see, women will lie to guys. They will lie to men. But understand, if that a woman is being led by you, then what happens is that it doesn't matter if she's lying. It matters if she's following your lead. You understand what I'm saying? Because if a woman's following your lead and doing everything she needs to do, then what happens is everything is going to go according to plan. Also, you have to understand this, is that men generally, right, don't need women for what women need men for. Let me break this down before I get into the video, right? So what happens is that, see, if you lie to a woman and she's following you, remember, she's following you, she's putting her life in your hands. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you lie to her, what you're essentially doing is putting her in danger. If a woman is lying to you, in most cases, she's not putting you in danger because she's following your lead anyway. So everything that's happening is based on what you're saying to do. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Coach Justin in the building. He said, lying because women do it too is being led by women's examples. Exactly. So, and the thing you got to understand about that is this, is that when you guys are following women, right? And you're trying to do shit women are doing, and you're trying to be like women, that's why you will lie. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. The reason why women will lie sometimes is because women are trying to get in with the man that they want. So sometimes what will happen is that a woman may lie to a guy in order to get in a certain position with that man because she wants to be a part of his shit. If you're lying to women, what you're essentially saying is you want to be a part of their thing. You see what I'm saying? So you're saying, I want to be a part of the woman's thing. So I'm going to do what I can do and say what I can say in order to get her to want to be here with me and me to get into her situation. Right? So you're saying, well, let me lie to her and pretend to be something that I think she wants in order for her to like me. Let me lie and pretend to be this so that the girl will actually want to fuck with me. And what I'm saying is that that's not masculine. See, a masculine vibe would be, this is who I am. This is what it is. And then this is the direction we're going. Either you're with it or you're not. So what'll happen is that a woman may lie, right? In some certain situations because she's trying to fit into that. Now, I'm not saying that it's good for women to lie. I'm just saying that I understand why women lie. And what I'm saying is, as a man, you're not supposed to be following what women are doing. You see what I'm saying? You're not supposed to do this. But a lot of guys think that they should. Now, I'll also say this. See, when it comes to being honest, right? Being honest does not mean telling a woman every fucking thing on your mind. It does not mean disclosing everything under the sun that you're doing. Being honest is not just vomiting a bunch of facts out of what's going on, right? Being real and being honest is about the woman knowing the relevant information she needs to know in order to be in this situation. That is it. One of my favorite quotes is, everything you say should be true, but everything true doesn't need to be said, right? And so what that means is everything you're saying and you're talking about should be true, like meaning that a woman should understand, okay, this is who I'm dealing with. This guy is who he says he is. But what happens is that, and that was Voltaire, exactly. Thank you. I was like, who's the guy? I was like I didn't want to say his name wrong, but Voltaire is in there, right? So, but the thing is this. Shout out to Charlie. The thing is this, is that the woman, she's like, this guy is who he says he is. You understand what I'm saying? And so what happens is that she's like, I trust this guy, so I'm going to follow this man. Right? Now, what happens is that when you're dealing with a woman and she's following your lead and she is cooperating, what you've essentially created is a situation where that woman is following you based on the truth, based on who you really are. So what happens is when you lie, right? What you've essentially done is you've manipulated her into following someone who isn't the guy she thought. So now the reason why this is dangerous is because you could be in a situation where, because you're lying, right? Now she feels a certain type of way. And remember, the way a woman feels to her, she feels a certain way, and then she's justified in her actions based on how she feels. So let's say you lied to this woman about whatever it is. And because she finds out that you lied about that thing, she feels a certain type of way. And because she feels a certain type of way, then she's going to act based on those feelings, and her actions based on those feelings could be something that could be detrimental to you. Because remember, a woman's not going to just say, oh, well, yeah, I'm mad that he lied and that sucks, right? And then just walk away. Now, if you're lucky, that'll happen, right? If you're lucky. But what happens is that when a woman gets emotional, you don't know what she's going to do at certain points, right? So her actions that she take can be something as simple as her, yelling at you or something, to something as crazy as her trying to unalive you. You understand what I'm saying? And so what happens is that if you're out here lying to women and pretending to be something that you're not, then what happens is that when she finds out the real you, if she feels slighted, she can act based on her feelings. This is why it's different a lot of times when a woman lies versus a man lying, because the recipient of the lie, when the man lying, is the woman, which she's going to be in her feelings. When a woman lies, the recipient is the man. Now, if he's an actual man and not a bitch ass nigga, right? He'll just be like, all right, this chick lying. I don't really like the fuck what she did. I'm out. But for women, because they feel a certain way and they act based on their feelings, right? You can't logically explain to the woman why she shouldn't take action in a way that's detrimental to you. She's just going to do it if she feels that way. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you're being real, what happens is that the whole entire time she has nothing to feel a certain way about, because she knows everything that's happening. She knows what you're about. So even though, for example, let's say, for example, you like to hook up with a bunch of other girls. So you got a girlfriend, you got a wife, and you let her know, hey, listen, from time to time, I'm gonna be fucking with other chicks, right? She may not like it, but she accepts it. And once she accepts it, her feelings about it is gonna be about her not liking it versus you lying about it. Because check this out. Her not liking it in her brain means I don't like it, but I still feel like he's going to stay with me. Follow what I'm saying? If you're lying, which means cheating, she may feel that you're going to leave her for the other woman. You see how that works? So if you're real, she's like, well, this is what my man does. Yeah, he fucks other girls, but he always comes back home. But if you act like you're not fucking other girls and you let her know, or you say to her, I'm not fucking other girls, and then she finds out you're fucking other girls, she's gonna be like, you're lying. And the lying means I may lose my position. So now I am emotional about losing my position based on the lie you told me. You understand what I'm saying? And so now she's going to feel a certain way based on her losing her position, or thinking she's going to lose her position, which is going to make her take action towards you or whoever else. Now, whatever that action is, who the fuck knows? Hopefully it's nothing crazy, but in order to not even deal with that, how about you not lie to the chick in the first place? You see what I'm saying? See, it's real easy. You understand who you are. You let the woman know, this is who I am. And if you're fucking with me, this is what you're going to have to deal with. You understand? Shout out to K Zaggin in the building. He says, if a woman's emotional safety with you was built on a bed of lies, she will feel like you took something from her or that you deceived her into making decisions without her true consent. That's a fact. Exactly. Exactly. And this is why you guys shouldn't be out here lying. You know what I'm saying? But let me pull up this video real quick. This is a short video of Gilbert Arenas. And he's talking about, so it says Gilbert Arenas admits that he lies to his wife 10 to 12 times a day. He says her job is to try to catch the lie. All right, so let's see what he's talking about.
NBA season starts, that's where all the bad habits are. Mm-hmm. So when the season starts, now I'm flying to Miami. Now I'm flying to Atlanta. Now I'm flying to Los Angeles, New York, right? Houston. Yeah. Coming in 2, 3 in the morning. Where am I going? Strip club. Right? Club. So we are partying and drinking damn near every city we go. What? Different girls every city we go. So we're partying during the season on our work schedule. In the summer, we ain't doing none of that. Yeah. Because our girlfriends and our families here. I lie to my wife every day.
What the fuck?
10, 12 lies a day. That's my job, to lie. Her job is to try to catch the lie.
So he said he lies 10, 12 times a day, and her job is to catch the lie. Right? So my question to him would be, if you're this NBA star and you're going around doing what you do, right? And you decide to be in a long-term relationship with a woman, right? Most of the time, the women know that other women are going to want to fuck with you. But what happens is that what a lot of guys will do, and I don't know exactly what he told his woman, but what a lot of guys will do is they'll try to sell women the dream that, oh no, baby, it's just you. Like, I would never see another woman or touch another woman and all this other stuff, right? So they'll try to say that to make the woman feel good. But the problem is that when you do that, what happens is that you're going to be in a situation where the woman is going to take you at your word, even though she may not necessarily believe you by you saying that, but she's going to try to take you at your word. You understand? Now, if he would have just said, hey, listen, you with me now, and you being with me means this. And so once he tells her you being with me means this, and she accepts, then there's no reason to lie. There's no reason to lie. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is that when you guys are dealing with women, the reason why you're lying is because you've already lied in the first place. So you got to keep up more lies. You've lied about who you are. Right? And all you got to do is be real about who you are. But let's continue.
You've been through the whole phase.
Yeah.
And you lived it. And now you're settled down. I'm not going to lie. Respect.
No. See, you said settle down like I'm happy.
This nigga's wild. Okay, so I think that's the end of the clip. So he said, settle down like I'm happy. So it's not like he's saying he ain't even happy in his relationship. That's wild. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And this, in the ironic, this how ironic it is, right? See, and I talked about this on my motivation channel, is that you can't really keep secrets forever. You understand? So what happens is that it sounds like he's on this trying to let out what's actually happening in his situation. So imagine he may not necessarily even be happy in his relationship, but he's not going to say that to his wife, but he says it out loud on a podcast or, talking to this dude. You see what I'm saying? But what's ironic is that if this is the truth, it's ironic that he tells the truth on the podcast and to an audience, but he can't be honest with the wife. Isn't that crazy? Like, you're brave enough to be honest with people, on the internet, but you can't be honest with your wife. That's insane. You understand what I'm saying? And what happens is that, a lot of motherfuckers do this type of shit. They're scared to actually be real with the woman they're dealing with. And the reason why they're scared to be real with the women they're dealing with, because they deep down don't believe women are going to want to deal with them based on who they actually are. You understand? But guys, you can call in. The call-in number is 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300. And Charlie, you could call up. I remember you donated the other day, so you can call up and we could get that cracking. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys, call that number. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat and we will get to your question. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys do that and get that going. You feel me? Says, what are your thoughts on BDSM and dominant submissive relationships? Well, this is the thing. I'm not an expert in that. You would have to talk to Coach Justin. Coach Justin knows a lot about it. Actually, I'm going to have Coach Justin in studio. You understand what I'm saying? In the next few weeks. So make sure you guys check that out. Check that out. And real quick, I want to say this real quick. For those in the comments talking about somebody made a video about me, right? I want you guys to listen to the new Bad Boy membership program that we just did. I'm actually going to upload it probably later today, and I'm going to put a clip out. But basically, for all of you guys, this person was talking about you, that person is talking about you, understand that you can't talk about me if you don't have game. You understand what I'm saying? It's really that simple. You understand? You cannot talk about me if you don't have game, because everything that you're saying is wrong. It's really that simple. I don't know how much more simple I can say it. I don't know how much more I can explain it. But I suggest you guys to join the Patreon, because on the Patreon, I have a clip about that. I actually titled the new one that I'm gonna put up tonight. It's called "How Watching Loser Content Affects Your Game." You understand what I'm saying? So we're gonna be talking about that on the Patreon. So what happens is, and I'll just say this briefly here, is that a loser can only see through a loser's eyes. But let's take this call. What's going on, Charlie? What's popping with you, man?
Yes, sir, Mr. Carl. How you doing? I hope you're doing well.
Chilling. What's good?
Thanks for taking my call. And I'm at another 20 after this anyway, just because, you obviously were nice enough to take my 20 from the other day. But I just wanted to, add to this conversation about lying and try to make a quick point to these guys about why lying is so bad, basically. Because what I mean by bad is that the problem with lying is that it's a message to yourself and everyone out there who hasn't picked up on your lie yet, that you basically don't love yourself.
Right.
And so, obviously context is important. I'm not saying to go with the whole Voltaire quote, you should just be telling everything about your fucking life and all this other shit, But basically the thing about it is, when you lie, you're basically saying that I need this other person quote unquote, need the person to fill a void within me so that I can finally accept myself.
Right. Exactly.
So this is the problem with guys, and this is the major problem I had before. When it comes to learning game and how to talk to women and all this other stuff, is that it's not even so much what you say with your words, but the reason behind why you say it.
Right.
And the reason behind why you say things comes out in your vocal intonation, your body language. And women are very keen on picking this up because they've been dealing with so many guys throughout their lives, right? And so the disgusting thing about lying, right, is that, and I won't make this too long because I'm going to call in tomorrow again and add another $100 because I have another thing to drop. But the thing about that's so disgusting about lying is that when you say that you need a void to be filled in some way,
right?
What you're saying is to the other person, I need you to be this or else you're not enough.
Right, exactly.
So when women say because the surface level, you hear a lot of women say this, I don't want a guy who's needy, right? On the surface level, guys just think, oh, that's just about not being, trembling or nervous.
Right.
What that really means is I want a guy who loves me for who I am. But guess what, guys? To do that, you have to love for yourself for who you are first. So if you lie, basically what you're saying to the girl is, you're not enough and I'm above you.
Right.
Imagine that.
Right. Exactly.
Imagine how much of a disgusting person you are that you have to be like that. And I was like this because I fucking used to hate myself. But anyway, I won't go too along with this because I got another thing to add tomorrow. But I just want guys to notice that, because that's it's such a major thing that impacts guys, ability to just talk with women. Because when women see a guy like Locario, who doesn't tremble with words, who knows what he wants and doesn't have to lie, they might not even like at all what he does,
right? But
they can't help themselves but to love and respect Locario. Because they're like, he loves me just as much as he loves himself. So how could I not respect and love him?
Right.
So anyway.
Exactly. Now that's real.
I just want to make that little point. So
that is real.
I'm at another 20 right now just to add that in. So, but anyway, thanks for taking my comments.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call, Charlie. Appreciate your fam.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right. So guys, call in. Calling number is 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300. And for some of you guys in the chat, the newcomers here, call in, donate first and then call in. You understand what I'm saying? So call in. Don't be scared. You understand what I'm saying? Call in with your questions. Call in, with anything that you need to talk about, and let's get it cracking. Or if you want to put your question in the chat, put a Q in the chat, and we'll get to the questions. So this one says, if a woman's lies don't put men in danger, why do men get put in prison or get deleted because of a woman's lies? Well, that's because that guy didn't deal with the woman on his terms. See, guys, you got to understand how important it is to lead. See, if you lead, what happens is that you are responsible for whatever is entering your situation, right? So my question to you, Ethos, would be this. Why would a guy allow a woman to enter his situation where she would be the type of woman who would lie to get him sent to jail? Does that make, do you understand what I'm saying? Meaning that he would have to be so deep in a situation with a woman to where she feels the need to lie about whatever she's lying about to get him to go to jail. Right? So, for example, if I meet a woman, right? First of all, and let's get into this game so you guys understand what's going on, right? So let's say I first meet a woman at a party, bar, whatever it is like that, right? And I just go up to her and I say, hey, how are you? How's your night? Right? I'm just saying something simple as that. How's your night going? How are you? Right? And she just looks at me up and down with an attitude, right? And she just like walks away. Now, what most guys would do, or the pickup artists or the guys who chase women, they'll still try to talk to that woman. Or let's say she says, oh, well, you need to buy me a drink before we even have a conversation. You understand what I'm saying? And what a dude with no game is going to do, he's going to buy her a drink so that they can have a conversation. But in this beginning situation, I already see the woman is either walking away, right, showing resistance, or telling me I have to buy her a drink, showing resistance. So if I choose to deal with this woman who's already showing resistance, then I get everything that's coming to me. So that woman who's showing resistance is the same type of woman who would most likely lie on me. Why? Because she don't got no respect for me. Because if she had respect for me, she wouldn't have resisted me in the first place when I said hi. You see how it's all connected? See, when guys are desperate and they're looking for validation from women, then what happens is that they are in situations where they are trying to get this validation by any means necessary. So they put themselves in situations with women who would be on some bullshit. Now let's take it a step deeper. Sometimes I could look at a woman based on how she's dressed, based on, the stuff that how she puts herself together, the sound of her voice, all this other shit. I can tell, okay, yeah, this chick, this ain't the move right here. This ain't the move right here. Because what happens is, like, for example, a lot of y'all niggas love to deal with hood rats. You understand what I'm saying? And when I say hood rats, I'm not even just talking about, black women who are hood rats, because a lot of people just go straight to black women. You got white hood rats, black hood rats, Asian hood rats. A lot of y'all like to deal with hood rats. And so what happens is that you see and already peeped that she was a hood rat. But you decided to fuck with her anyway, right? So what happens is that you knew she was a hood rat, and you continue to talk to her even though you know she was a hood rat. She was giving you resistance, and you realize that she was making this difficult, and you still fucked with her. And then all of a sudden, you want to say, damn, why did this woman do this? Why'd she say this? I didn't do this. Why she acting that way? Then you want to complain later. Why? You already seen it. You already seen it. You understand what I'm saying? But again, a lot of motherfuckers want to cry after the fact. You understand what I'm saying? They want to cry after the fact. Just like Rekka. Remember Rekka called up the other day and he said that he was going back and forth arguing with this chick, right? So if he's seen already at the beginning that this situation was fucked up, why would he continue to deal with that woman? So if he continues to deal with that woman, whose fault is it if he gets himself in a situation he don't want to be in? Is that her fault or his? You see what I'm saying? This is why it's important to vet women. This is why it's important to make sure that you have a certain standard and a certain way that you live so that women have to fit into your shit. You understand? Because if you create a situation where you say, I only deal with women who do this, this, and this. And the reason why I only deal with women who do this, this, and this, because that is a sign that this woman is highly interested in me. And because she's highly interested in me, that means that she actually gives a fuck and she respects me, so that therefore these type of stupid situations ain't gonna happen. You understand? So you got to understand that. So let me see what some of these other questions are saying. So Bingo said, I approached 300 women within 3 months span and got rejected. My thing is approaching that many women, even though nothing happened. Are you saying use that as fuel to approach more women? So this is the thing. Most of you guys, and they already said in the chat, most of y'all are not approaching the amount of women y'all think y'all approaching. That's one. Because if you approach 300 women, and I'm gonna say this, and I say this respectfully, if you approach 300 women and you still haven't learned anything, right, then you're slow. So what I mean by that is that by the at least 50th, 60th woman, you should have saw a pattern. You should have been like, oh, when I do this, I'm noticing that's not working. Let me try this other thing. Let me switch this up and try this. And then you do that and you say, okay, that's working a little bit, but let me fine tune this. And by the 100th girl, you're like, okay, I'm starting to get a little traction. By the 150th, you should start, you understand what I'm saying? You should start getting something. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing is that if you are doing these things and you are not seeing any improvement, that means you're not paying attention. You understand what I'm saying? You're not paying attention. Because how do you do all of that and not learn by the 50th chick, by the 60th, by the 80th, by the 120th? What the fuck are we doing? You understand? But call up. We'll talk about it. Call up. So guys, call the number is 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. Guys, call up. I see y'all in the chat talking about this person said this about you, this person said that about you, but why haven't they called up? How come they're not calling up? I'm online every day live. I bet you they won't call up though. You see what I'm saying? Isn't it interesting? I said this on the Patreon. I said, isn't it interesting that I have, let me check real quick. I'm going to check something real quick. Let me go to my YouTube channel. YouTube. I have 7,500 videos on this channel. I have 7,500 videos on this channel. Isn't that crazy? And the funny part is that the one video most dudes want to talk about is a video of me talking to women in public when I said I'm going to do a video of talking to women in public. Isn't that weird? I got 7,500 videos. But the one they want to talk about is you got rejected But what's weird is, how do you get rejected when you never propositioned anyone for anything? Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? But nobody's going to call up, though. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to call up. And I'm going to tell you why they're not going to call up. And I'm going to tell you why nobody has actually, and I think maybe one dude, shout out to Marv Over Matter. Shout out to that nigga. Marv Over Matter is the only nigga on YouTube that I've seen that at least tried to attempt to critique the game in the videos. Like, he took a video of me talking about Handsome Man game and he critiqued it. So I respect that. I got 7,500 videos and not niggas on YouTube can't take the videos and debunk it. You know why? Because the game is not up for debate. That's why. You see what I'm saying? The game is not up for debate, and that's why they don't call in. They know the numbers scrolling right here. They're probably watching right now. They won't call up. You understand what I'm saying? They won't actually talk to me because they know I'm going to embarrass them. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. Out of 7,500 videos, interesting that they picked that one. Isn't that funny? But again, that's what happens when you're watching loser content. Loser content gravitates to loser thinking. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's what it is. But again, the number's right here. Niggas can call up and let's get it in. Let's get it in. You know what I'm saying? But again, you got to understand that when dudes don't have game, right? What happens is that a loser needs to try to discredit so that they can stay losing. You understand what I'm saying? Like for example, we were talking about on the show how people will watch us or anybody that does something like me, like a person who's a person who develops products, who sells self-help things. They'll say, this guy's a scammer, right? That's what they'll say. They'll be like, this guy's a scammer, right? Now, what do they mean by this guy's a scammer? They'll say, Locario, you're a scammer. Really? So how am I a scammer whenever anyone purchases a product, like they go to shoplocario.com, they purchase a product and then they get the product they purchased? Where's the scam? You understand? Or I do a service, like, for example, we do the online dating consultation. The person does the online dating consultation. They get the information, so they got what they paid for. Where's the scam? Where's the scam? 321, what's popping? Who this?
This is Brandon from Texas. I sent you $5, Mr. Locario.
All right, that's what's going on.
Yo, I like to piggyback what you were saying about the hood rats and you know how dudes be like approaching and they don't like see the signs, whatever. So quick story, like about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, I was at a sex party, right? So I'm up there, I just got there, I'm just, knowing my way around, whatever. And then like they had like an upstairs, right? So I saw this chick upstairs. I guess she was on her phone. So I approached her and I was like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And she said, I'm good. And then the way she sounded, I was like, she didn't sound like she was interested. So I said, all right, then, well, cool. You have a nice night, right? So I went back downstairs and, chill, whatever. And then she came back down and then she went outside. And then I eventually went outside and it was like a patio. So, and everybody was smoking. I wasn't. So what happened was, old girl started talking, whatever, and it was all talking, whatever. So she was talking about how she was talking about like her relationship, whatever. Mind you, I'm at a sex party. So she was like, well, I like a man that's dominant, whatever. I'm kind of rough, whatever, around the edges. And then so she would start talking. So then she said something like, oh, I I have to fight if we have a problem with it. But I fight niggas with. I was like, yeah, this girl's a hood rag. This girl's a hood rag. I was like, hell no, I'm not about to. I know she's thick and everything, but hell no, bruh. I was like, I'm staying away from you.
That's what I'm
you
saying.
Like to fight niggas. She like to fight. That's a red flag. Dudes need to know that is a red flag. If she like to fight niggas and females, especially niggas, that's a red flag.
Right.
But thank you for your call, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now that's what's up, man. I appreciate the call, fam. That's what's up. Now that's real talk. Cause guys, listen, man. Chicks, they tell you at the beginning. You know how many chicks at the charts of the game? Listen, I've talked to beautiful women that I had to say no to. Like there was one, I remember I was at a spot, I'm talking to this chick, we exchange information, right? Then she started saying some shit that I was like, oh, hell the fuck no, I can't fuck with this girl. So I left the spot. She texted me and then she was like, hey, what's up? And I told her, I was like, listen, this ain't gonna work out. It was good meeting you, but I'm gonna have to pass. I'm gonna have to pass. You understand what I'm saying? Because what she was talking about, like it was something similar to what he was saying. So I was talking to her and she said something about how she was at a concert or some shit and she was walking with her friend and this dude stepped on her shoe or some shit and she got mad and started arguing with them. And then she said she punched him in the face. And I was just like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, I'm good. You have a nice day. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. That shit crazy. So that's what I'm saying. It's like chicks be telling on themselves. They let you know what it is based on what they be saying. The way they respond to you will tell you a lot of shit about how they see you. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why vetting is important. Vetting is important. Go to shoplocario.com, get master the vetting process. Vetting is important. Like, listen, and let me tell you, I'm like super, like on it like this. Like if I'm actually interacting with a woman, it's the little things that make me charge her to the game. Now, again, this is very, okay, let me say this. Oh, I think that's Charlie calling back. What's going on, fam?
Yes, sir. So I just had another point to add real quick.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Thanks for taking my call again, by the way. Is that something I forgot to say, which is that, I saw your, I don't know if it was from today or yesterday or whatever. It was like a YouTube reel titled like never talk publicly about women you slept with.
Right.
And I just kind of wanted to combine this into the whole thing about lying, which is that, women like have built up this social image, which is, that they're pretty good girls and all this other shit, you know what I mean? But it's basically the fault of men because men judge them,
Exactly.
And this whole world is fucked up because of men. Don't get it twisted, or rather I should say males, you know what I mean? Which I was one of them, not too long ago. So I'm not going to sit here and be on my high horse and saying I'm better than everyone else because I had a lot of fucking work to do. But the point I want to say with that is basically, a couple of things. When you lie to a woman and you just straight up lie to her, you're basically submitting to her. You're basically a bitch. You're basically a woman. Is what you are.
Right.
You're acting like a woman. You're supposed to be the man. Like, what the fuck are we doing? And so this whole like societal thing, like, women are on this body count and other stuff, all that is just a bunch of projection from guys who fucking hate themselves.
Right.
And believe that women who have less bodies are more valuable and women who have more bodies are less valuable. That doesn't make any fucking sense, but whatever you guys want to say. But this is why women don't like you. You know what I mean? Because you could, in your mind, you could have a girl, you could say, okay, I want to have girls to have a low body count and be fine with that. And you could have that, but as long as you don't judge her for doing what she does, she would still probably respect you.
Right.
But because you judge her and put her down, all these girls, they ain't never going to fuck you. Why would they want to touch your fucking dick? Pause. Why would they ever want to fucking touch you? Because you're fucking disgusting. And so anyway, so guys really only have themselves to blame with that. And, with all these like things like, when it comes to like rape charges and, false sexual accusements and all this other stuff, it's because guys like they put themselves in their own in these situations, not even realizing that it's their own damn fault. You know. The ironic thing is that, you know, guys like Locario will fuck these guys bitches because these girls are like, oh, I'm not that type of girl. And then these guys will say, really, we know that girl's that type of girl who has a high body count, which me and Locario don't give a fuck. But they'll fuck guys like us because we don't give a fuck, even though she's telling you she only has one body and she's going to be a nun tomorrow, right after her fucking next baptism.
Right.
Like, and again, I'm not hating on women. I fucking love women. And I don't blame women at all for putting up this front, because really that's part of their power that they have in the society, created by men, by weak men, because the society's so fucked up, you know? Because if there was no judgmental, you know, judging, women there wouldn't even be any of this fucking red pill or arguing and all this other bullshit.
Right.
But, you know, this is why women save face. And again, I could care less if a woman has a high body count. I don't care if you're none either. You know, you do you. I'm not going to judge you. You know, I'm going to do me, and then that's what I want to do. And, you know, if you don't want to do whatever you want to do with me, fine. You know what I mean? You're a beautiful human being no matter what. But, you know, guys, they basically, you know, they project onto women. And so anyway, I just want to say that because, you know, when it comes to not lying, see, the thing is like, and you said this before, as a leader, you know, you got to lead from start to finish. The problem is the more you lie, the more dangerous the outcome is going to get for you.
Right.
And, you know, you can end up getting killed by some girl. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you can literally get your shit shot up. She could pay some dudes off. You know, in Italy, this is a common thing. You know, I speak Italian, and, you know, everyone's heard of the Cosa Nostra or the 'Ndrangheta, which is in Naples. You know, you mess with the wrong fucking mafia daughter's girl, and then you spread some public shit on her. She gonna fucking call somebody and get her boys to go shoot your shit up. You know what I mean? So you guys gotta be careful out here. So anyway, don't fucking lie. Just be a fucking man. You know what I mean? That's all I gotta say.
Exactly. That's what's up.
So, I'm gonna add another 20 and thanks for my phone.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, fam.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me see. Yo, what's popping? Who this?
Yo, is that me 609?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Yeah, what's up, Locario? It was Rudy. I donated the miles in the game.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So what's going on?
So I wanted to first to say, yo, shout out to the last caller and shit. And I just wanted to say this before I ask my questions. It's funny how dudes want a woman that's a freak in the bedroom, but yet they expect her to have a low body count. It's like, how the fuck does you want a girl with one or two bodies? You know she gonna suck in the bedroom, right? But, oh no, you want a girl that's gonna give you a mean head gamer whose head game gonna be fire, but where's she supposed to get all the practice to learn how to do that if her body count's supposed to be low?
Right.
But anyway, yeah, but that shit is funny. But anyway, Locario, I donated 10 because I had two questions. My first question is, right? I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay, my first question is, right, I'm definitely going to get that online dating consultation with you in April. Looking forward to it. My question with that is, do you guys help with like Instagram too, or is that like a separate thing, just a dating app?
Nah, that's a separate thing. We just do strictly the dating apps. But if you're on the call and we have more time and you want to talk about that, we can talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But mainly we focus just on like the actual dating apps.
Okay. It's kind of correlated anyway. That's just the one thing I was wondering and stuff. And my second question is, right, Locario, I've been on that bad boy membership heavy, and I'm not going to reveal no information, but I noticed in the particular, you mentioned girls who are on the fence a little bit. Like I noticed you mentioned it on the sexual tension videos and the flirting videos. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. So like, and you described them as girls who like, who they're thinking about it, doing it, but they're just not sure if they want to do it. So my question is, right, what is the difference between like those girls and the ones that are just not interested?
Okay, so you're saying
like totally.
Right. So basically what, and this is a little bit more advanced. So what happens is that, you know, any form of resistance is a form of disinterest, right? But what happens is that there are times where a woman resists where she wants it to go down, but there is something in the situation or whatever that's preventing her from fully making it happen. You understand what I'm saying? So think about it like this. Think about like a person who's on a diet, right? They want the cheesecake, but they're refraining from eating it. Does that make sense? So
yeah,
you see what I mean? So that's basic. But the thing is, you would need to know they're on a diet. So you need to know the difference between the person who's on a diet and the person who just don't like cheesecake. Do you see what I'm saying? So what happens is that you have situations where a woman may want to do something, but the resistance is coming from there's something blocking in the way. But again, what's blocking in the way is there's still some disinterest there. So for example, I use the example of the cheesecake again. If I'm on a diet, but I want the cheesecake, right? I'm disinterested in the cheesecake because I'm more interested in losing weight. You see what I'm saying? Even though I still desire the cheesecake, but if somebody can entice me to eat the cheesecake, I'll probably eat the cheesecake. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's right. So that's where seduction comes in. So seduction really is when you recognize a woman is actually wanting it, but what happens is there's something in the way stopping her from getting the dick. Now, that's different than a woman resisting because she doesn't want it. You see what I'm saying? But you need to be able to tell the difference. And a lot of guys can't tell the difference because they don't have game. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's two different things. But either way, both situations are still resistance. You see what I'm saying? So you got to get that clear. So when it comes to seduction, you don't have to seduce a woman who's highly interested because she's already interested. She's already ready. Let's go. Let's make it happen. So no seduction is needed. Seduction is only needed when a woman wants it, but there's the resistance there, but the resistance is not because of her not being interested at all. It's that she's interested, but there's some little thing that stops. So for example, let's say you had I've had this happen a few times where I'll be at a bar, I'm talking to some chick, she's there with her friends or whatever. And so as I'm moving her away from her friends, me and her start talking, we might be in a corner somewhere, kissing and touching, whatever. Right now, she'll be like, rubbing up on me, doing all this. And she'd be like, oh my God, I want to, and I'll say, let's go back to my place. She's like, oh my God, I want to go so bad, but I'm with my friends and blah, blah, blah. So she wants to do it, but the resistance is she's with her friends. You understand that she feels like, I don't want to leave them and they might say something, blah, 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 blah. Right. So me seducing her is getting her to put me above the friends. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so,
and I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So what I'm saying is that's different than me trying to flirt with a woman and her resisting me and showing that she's not trying to flirt with me, or, you know what I'm saying? She's giving me a hard time or shit test. That's different. A lot of guys think seduction is chase. They get seduction and chasing mixed up. Some guys think they're seducing, but they're actually chasing. You understand what I'm saying?
So the difference between that is a girl, because I'm starting to understand, because this is something that I started to do. I noticed, the number one thing I always do is give women instructions. So let's say I'm at because that's the first thing I do before I flirt. Let's say if I'm at a party, right, or a bar, whatever it is, right, I tell a girl, yo, let's go stand over here. Or yo, let's go sit down over here. You feel me? Now the girls who are not interested at all, they won't even go along with that because they don't even want to give you the chance to even think about it. But a girl who actually goes along with it and she's receptive to your flirting, and then she says that, what you're saying is that's different from a girl who just flat out doesn't like cooperate with you from the get-go.
Right. But also remember, it has to be in the context of sex. You understand what I'm saying? So basically in those situations where the girl, is giving that resistance, but she really wants it, but there's something blocking her, it's still in the context of the sexual situation. So this doesn't count in us just talking. So if I'm talking to a girl and I say, hey, let's go outside and talk a little more, right? And she's like, but my friend, you're right. That doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is that when we're in a situation where the sexual tension is high, and she is showing through her words and actions that she wants it, but it's still not happening because something is in the way of it. You understand what I'm saying? Then that's where seduction has to come in. You see what I'm saying? But that's the one and only time seduction is necessary. That's literally it. So, because all seduction is you're persuading a woman, because this is what happens, right? She wants to do it anyway. It's just like, I want to eat the cheesecake even though I'm on a diet. I still want the fucking cheesecake. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm trying very hard to stop myself from eating it, right? So that's the thing. It's like the same thing with the woman. The woman wants to have sex with you, hook up with you, whatever it is like that. But there's something in the way of that, right? But that's different than you are interacting with the woman and she's already showing from jump, and it's consistent resistance that's showing you she's not interested in you sexually. You see what I'm saying? That's a different thing. So by you trying to do it with that girl, that would be you chasing. That's not you seducing. You see what I'm saying? So like basically like this, all seduction is you guiding the woman from here to there and helping her get out of her own way. Chasing is when a woman is resisting you from the jump and you are trying to convince her to fuck with you. You see what I'm saying?
Like the example that I just used of how I will tell a girl, hey, come over here and let's sit down. If that girl refuses to do that, and I still continue talking to her, you're saying that's an example of chasing?
Say that again?
Like if I'm at a party, like I just told you how I'll tell a girl, hey, let's come over here and let's sit down over here. Or hey, let's come stand over here. And she resists that. Like I'm talking about like that's what I do from the jump. And then she resists that and I continue talking to her. You're saying that's an example of chasing.
Yes,
right?
yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Now in that same situation, if you tell her, hey, come through and let's sit over there, and she comes through and sit over there, then y'all start talking. You start flirting with her. Y'all start kissing. You hug it up on each other, right? And then you're like, yo, let's get up out of here. And she's like, oh my God, shit, I want to, but you see what I'm saying? That's her. She's basically letting you know, I want this, but this. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's in the context of a sexual situation. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
That's when you know, right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the funny part is, I'm gonna say this one last thing before I go. What you're talking about, I was in that same exact situation once, where I'm kissing a girl, we flirting heavy, and she says, "Oh, I can't leave right now. My friends is here." All I did was just put her hand on my dick and shit, and say, "Yo, how badly you want this shit tonight? Imagine how this shit will feel. Imagine how this shit will feel." Imagine how this shit will feel inside of you tonight while I got my hand around your choking as you're staring deep into my eyes. Just imagine that, girl. And she said, you know what? Let's go. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
So technically, I did what you're saying before. I just didn't realize it at the time because I wasn't aware. I was just going with the flow.
And see, that's the difference between having game and not having game. Because if you don't have game, you're not going to notice those things. You're not going to understand these things, and you're not going to know how to make moves in these situations to understand where you could take the situation. Shout out to K Zag, and he said it's like her vagina is having an internal battle with something else you feel obligated to. That's a fact. That's what it is that when you're in the context of a sexual situation, when the sexual tension is built, right? That's where the seduction comes in. Now, this is the thing. Sometimes there's times where the situation still, even if you do all of that, sometimes she still may not even be able to come through and see you that moment, because whatever else is going on is it's too strong in the situation for it to go down. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's fine.
Yeah.
But either way, once you recognize those situations and you're in those situations, right? That's where seduction comes in. Seduction only needs to happen at that point. Everything else outside of that is not seduction. It's chasing, it's wearing a woman down, it's trying to pass her shit test, all that other stupid shit. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. Yeah, thanks for clarifying that up for me, Locario. I really appreciate you, man. Keep doing your thing.
All right, brother. Appreciate the call, fam. All right, so guys, we're going to go another 10 minutes. So if you guys want to call up, the call-in number is 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300 is the number. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat. It says, what part of your game made you keep the Miami? Y'all niggas are so obsessed with this shit. Well, first of all, it's please, guys, it is not infield. We are not pickup artists. Like, don't say infield, please. We are not pickup artists. You said, I know you gave the disclaimer beforehand, but you were approaching with "You're my type" opener. People are responding. Okay, let me explain to you guys again for the umpteenth time for those who don't know, because y'all are obsessed with this video. The day before we made that video, we said on the previous live stream that we are going to go out there and just talk to women. You understand what I'm saying? That's all we're doing. So now what happened is that when we were out there and we started walking, we looked at the camera while we're live and said, hey guys, give us something to say to the women, because previously on the other live stream, guys were saying that they were afraid to approach and didn't know what to say to women. And so we were saying you can literally say anything to women, which is why at the beginning of that video, when we were walking, we told the audience, give us something to say so we can show you. You understand what I'm saying? Then on top of that, when I'm telling these girls, right, that they're my type, I'm actually talking to a woman who physically is my type. So therefore I said to her, you're my type, right? But what happens is that while we're filming, we're letting the women know they're on camera. So, and this is the key for guys who don't have any game. When a woman is on camera or when a camera is out and people see they are being filmed, they are not going to actually tell you how they feel and act natural. So therefore, there's no way for us to actually really flirt and build sexual tension and make anything happen on camera. It's like, you see what I'm saying? But again, because guys are slow, they don't get this. So if I'm actually flirting with a woman, 90% of what I say to a woman is sexual. So I'm not going to be talking sexual on camera while her boyfriend could be watching. But anyway, let's continue. We got 661. What's popping? Who this?
It's J Mars. Identified in Miles.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
So I was just pondering on a thought. I remember you stated confidence is not the same as competence. And so, say for example, I'm an artist. Being confident is the fact that, hey, I believe that, hey, my shit is hot. No matter what niggas are saying, like, that doesn't mean you have all the lights on you. You still saying, like, look, I believe in my shit. But competence is like, hey, look, I know I'm fucking good at this shit because I've experienced it over and over and over time. Is that what you kind of really like were explaining?
Well, you're talking about when you talk about confidence?
Yeah, like when real confidence is not giving a fuck about what niggas say. Like it's about like truly caring about what you say, even if the numbers don't reflect what you desire. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is that confidence is just a knowing and a belief in yourself. So basically, this is the thing. It goes to belief. It goes from belief to knowing, right? So the thing is that first, what will happen is that if you're not confident, you first have to believe that you are valuable. Then it goes from believing you're valuable to knowing you're valuable. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference, meaning that I don't have to believe what I know. You understand? So I don't have to believe that I'm dark skinned. I know I'm dark skinned. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what happens is that when you're really confident, you just know. You see what I'm saying? Now, what happens is that when you are a confident person, right, you will also, in certain situations, in certain contexts, you're going to believe that you can do something that you probably never done, right? So, for example, if I never wrote a book, I'd have to believe that I can do it, right? So then because I believe I can do it, I start doing the book. Then when I did the book, I know I can make a book. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I know based on the experience that I had creating it and making it go down. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep. I definitely do. I definitely do.
That's all it is. So it's like, so the problem is, unfortunately, there's a lot of guys out here and women also that just are not, they're not truly confident because they first haven't even took the time to believe in themselves, to believe that they can actually do something. It's really just a choice. And this is the funny part. This is the funny part. The ironic part about that is you don't even have to believe, because the belief is just coming from you thinking about it and you sort of being in your ego a little bit to try to see yourself as that person. The funny part is you are the person, you just have to recognize it and see it. You understand? So that's like me saying, man, you know, I'm not confident that I'm dark skinned, right? And then I'm like, oh, let me just believe that I'm dark skinned. And then what happens is I'm like, oh shit, I recognize that I'm dark skinned, but I've been dark skinned the whole time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like you're catching up with yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And so we a lot of times, like, if you even for the slightest bit look for any validation from others, that shows that you're truly not confident. Like, say for example, I'm making music and you kind of like, damn, why is niggas not like, you know, blowing in my song like how they do with the other niggas? Like, they not better than me. That's you still looking for validation, meaning you're not 100% confident. Is that true?
Yeah, because if you're worried about what other people are going to think about you or how you're going to look to other people and all the other shit, that's still you looking for validation. You're looking for confirmation. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, brother. Appreciate the call, fam. All right. Damn, I'm forgetting about this dry as hell up in this shit. All right, so guys, we got maybe like 5 minutes left. Call in if you want to call in. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat and we will get to your question. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys do that and get that cracking. So who else? Somebody said they was trying to call in. Yeah, so that's the number right there, JP. If you want to call in, you got like 2-3 minutes left. So make sure you do that. And also, guys, make sure you guys go to badboymembership.com, masculineidentitymembership.com, shoplocario.com. Make sure you guys do that and get that cracking. You feel what I'm saying? What else? Make sure that you guys tune in tomorrow for the Friday show, because, you know, it's going to be fire. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you guys do that and get that going. What else? And yeah, man, just get that cracking, man. And again, this is the thing. So, guys, this is what I want you to understand is that when it comes to this topic is you want to make sure that you are being true to yourself so you can relay that energy to women when you deal with them. Because remember, and Charlie said it earlier when he called up, it's not about even the women. It's about you lying to yourself because you don't feel like you're enough, right? So when you lie, you're basically saying that I'm not enough, so I have to lie and pretend to be something else. You see what I'm saying? And what I'm telling you is that you don't have to do that. So when you're being real about you, what you're doing is you're just reinforcing the love that you have for yourself. You're like, this is me, and I'm going to be me the entire time. And I'm allowing you, woman, to experience me. You understand what I'm saying? To experience me fully. So now when I tell you something or I give you instruction or I'm leading you, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You just follow me. Just follow me. Because the fact that I'm honest and I'm being me, right? Then you can trust that I'm not going to lead you astray. But if you lie to a woman, she's going to think you're going to lead her astray. And that's why you're going to get the resistance. You see what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times you guys get a lot more resistance in situations the more and more you deal with women. So you start talking to a woman, you're taking her out on all these dates, you're spending all this time with her, whatever, and you're like, damn, why am I keep getting all this resistance? It's because she knows you're full of shit. You understand what I'm saying? All right, last call, 447. What's going on? Who's this?
Yes, Mr. Locario, this is Josh, JP.
What's going on?
Donation to your handle.
All right. Appreciate it.
$10 for 2 questions. Is that cool?
Yeah. Go ahead. What's up?
Okay. So first question, I see the topic's about honesty. So how honest should you be with women? I just logged on now, so I didn't hear what you were saying. But like, let's say a woman asks if what your plans are. You've seen other women, this and that. How would you answer? Would you just sort of be fully honest and tell them the other women you're seeing, the other women you're dating, or would you just avoid the question?
No, so the thing is this, is all you need to do is not lie. So remember, if you're dating a woman, or if let's say you start seeing a woman, if she asks you if you see other women, right? You can tell her, yeah, I'm seeing other women. In most cases, they already know you're seeing other women. So sometimes when they ask you that, they're just being ridiculous and they're just trying to talk and chat and all this other stuff. But you can tell her, yeah, I'm seeing other women, or you don't need to tell her and basically tell her to mind her business. None of your business, right? Because she's not obligated to have that information. The only thing that so basically is this, you have to be honest with women about information that's relevant to them and you being together. You understand what I'm saying? So if I meet a woman and I hooked up with her, last night or whatever it is like that, right? And then we get together next week to hook up, right? Me dealing with other women is not relevant to what me and her are doing now. You understand what I'm saying? Because whether or not I'm hooking up with other women has nothing to do with me and her getting together to have sex right now. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have to tell her I'm hooking up with other women, but what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to lie. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's all you got to remember is like I'm not lying, but I'm not obligated, because this is what you don't want to get into a situation of doing. You don't want to get into a mindset of feeling like you have to answer to women, and that's what'll happen sometimes, where women will sometimes feel like they're entitled to information and that you have to answer to them. So you don't want that type of energy to happen too. And that's why sometimes you have to basically tell them to mind their business in a nice way, though. You know what I'm saying? But you basically tell them like, hey, we ain't got to talk about that shit because it's not relevant. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I've been watching watching your videos, and I met a girl last night. And this morning she was asking me what my plans were for my birthday. And basically I'm going with another girl, but I didn't want to tell her because she might be like, I don't know. But I said, I just kind of avoided the question, and I didn't know if I kind of came.
Yeah, and that's a perfect example. What are you doing for your birthday? Oh, I'm going out to going on a date with this other woman, or it's none of your fucking business. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's your choice whether or not you want to tell her. What I'm saying is, what you're doing on your birthday is not relevant to what you and her are doing. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to you, being honest does not mean telling her everything about your life. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, right. So what I'm saying is that any question she's asking you, if it's not relevant, then we don't need to talk about it. Now, you can talk about it if you want. I'm just telling you, don't feel like you have to talk about it. And so that's what I'm saying, where it's the same thing. Everything you say must be true, but not everything true needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? Just remember that. Everything you say must be true, but not everything true needs to be said. You see what I'm saying? Because what happens is, this is what women do sometimes. Women sometimes will try to get information out of you that's not relevant to them because of their insecurity. You understand what I'm saying? So a woman is asking, oh, well, how many other girls are you seeing? How many other girls are you talking to? Right? How many girls you're seeing is not relevant to you and her sleeping together tonight, or you and her having sex tonight. Right? You just met her at the bar. Y'all about to go have sex. The women you're sleeping with is not relevant. You just put on a condom. Y'all are safe. Y'all have your sex, right? Her asking those things, she's asking it not because she needs the information or that information is going to change her life. She's asking it because of insecurity. Because she's like, oh, I like this guy. What if I start really liking him, but he has these other girls he's going to, see, and it's going to take attention. You see what I'm saying? Like, she's asking all these things for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. Mel Primacy Center J says, so your social security, street address are also true info. You don't owe it to anyone just because it is. Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Right.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So as long as it's relevant, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you for answering that. And the second question I had, what's your process? So after you smash the first time, Like, what's your process? Usually, I send, when she goes back, I'll ask her to text me when she gets home. But after that, do you text the next day? Do you just set up the next day? Do you wait for her to text you?
Listen, I talk all about that in Master the Vetting Process, which you guys can get at shoplocario.com. Because I basically teach you how to maintain a situation, whether you want it to be casual or long-term. You feel what I'm saying? But just simply put is that if you're just trying to, keep hooking up with her, all you do is hit her up either next week or the week after, tell her to come through, get the dick, and then tell her, hey, I'll let you later. And that's it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to, do all that extra shit. Now, if you're trying to, let's say you like this girl and you see her as potential, like, oh, she seemed like the type of girl I would want something to keep going or whatever, you do the similar thing where it's just hooking up, but you just do it once a week. You feel what I'm saying? And then you do that for a few months, and then, but I don't want to give it all away. Go to shoplocario.com, get the vetting process program, and it'll teach you how to do it.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. Your content, you know what you're talking about.
Yes,
I've
sir.
been watching a lot of your content, and it's helping me already. So thank you, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call, fam. Appreciate it. All right. So, guys, that is pretty much it. Guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow for the Friday show. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, man, appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will holler at you guys later. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm going. I'm out. Listen, ask me if I care. I promise I don't care. She told me that she got hurt in the past. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm thinking, what's up with all of that ass? I ain't tricking, bitch, don't ask me about cash. Why these hoes be telling me all they problems? I ain't saving them, ain't my fault they got them. I can't solve them and I could never stop them. All I'm concerned with is hitting the bottom.
She got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life. She got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life.
This girl's looking for a listening ear. Don't she notice that I really don't care? I'm a man, she should go choose the bear. I'll explain to her that life isn't fair. Why you wanna talk to me about your life? I'm just trying to hit, I don't want a wife. You lie saying you want somebody nice. He has your back, you stab his with a knife. You be wanting your friends to be men. You know you don't care about none of them. Or I should say they don't care about you. They only there cause they hoping to screw. You saying guys only want one thing. You frontin' as if you don't want flings. You want the guy with dough, you want bling. Now you wanna be a queen, you want kings. Why you trying to search for a gentleman? Do you think that's how you will get a man? You don't understand, so you won't get a man. I don't want to talk, I am not Letterman.
She got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life. She got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. She's got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life. She got scarred in her life. I don't care.